Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite onto the stage Folake Sanu, Mrs. Folake Sanu.
Thank you, Amma. Thank you very much. A very long introduction. And I'm sure people like, is it 40 years? Are you sure? Right? Well, it's a journey, and I'm very happy to be here, first of all. Very happy, and I'm impressed with what I've seen. Got invited, and it's like, going to Kumasi. I haven't been to Kumasi before, so I'm happy to be here today, and it's fun. I'm looking around, things are just, this is an amazing place to be. And I'm happy to meet everybody. We have met quite a number of people, and you're all so awesome. Quite fabulous ladies. A shout out from the fabulous ladies. So, how many of us are happy to be there? How many of us are happy being women? How many in the next world I will come back as a woman? Okay, that is nice. At least we're all on the same page. I won't be able to go through 40 years of work and 20 years of growing. And I have only 15 minutes, so we're going to make it short and snappy. So I'm going to start with things around, as women, what I've experienced and what I've seen. First things first. Whenever I go to a session, younger people, I ask the question, who are you? And I'm asking you today, who are you? I ask myself every day, who am I? Because we are influenced by so many people. My mother wants me to behave like this. I want to impress my dad, which we all do as women, We want our dad on our side. Our mother is the witch. Sometimes, she's always on our case. But who are we? Who am I? Reflect. And that is the beginning. Because from when we are young, whatever we are now is a function of how we grow up. So I'm going to share an experience. Who am I? I'm an accountant. But how did I become an accountant? I had the dream of becoming an accountant. Not the dream, I was more or less pushed to that from the age of 13. So it was something from school. I went to a comprehensive school, an American school, and the curriculum is that by the time you are in Form 2 then, I think year 8, if it's a British curriculum, then they decide what is going to be your profession. I guess I was very, very brilliant then. I had most of my highest scores in science, and I was pushed into a commercial class. I nearly died. And that's the truth. I was totally taken aback, commercial class. But I had a discussion with one guidance counselor, Mr. Kuti, I keep on mentioning his name, and he gave me the roadmap. That for like, I know you're going to be upset, which I was. We went through a lot of things. I missed classes, I did a lot of things, but he said, I think accountancy is the work, that is your profession. And he was right. I enjoy accounting. So my career had been laid out from that time. Even where I'm going to work, I'm going to go to my exams, the type of school I should go to. He didn't recommend the university, I wish he did. He said, go to the Polytechnic, that's the best place for accountants. Go to an accounting firm, make sure you work in the big three, one of the big three. And that is what I did. So the lesson from that is that we need to know who we are. What do I want to be? Who do I want to be? I got some push on the professional side from somebody. It's not always available. It's not always like that, but that happened to me. And that's one of my life lessons. Do we know the potentials of our children? Not just pushing them to do whatever we want them to do. My mother was a nurse, my dad was an executive, but Mr. Kuti charted that course and it's worked out for me. So I'm very grateful for that. So the next thing is that I see most times is that we must be confident. How many of us go into a place and we are very shy, timid, So we see the men in front and we stay somewhere behind. Why? Because we are supposed to be behind the men, which is not a bad thing sometimes, but hey, confidence is what you have to be. If you are competent, if you have belief in yourself, then you have confidence. But I also got assistance. My parents raised all the children where there was no inequality in the gender. So the men do the work, the women do the work. Whatever the men do, the women do. So I'm grateful to them. I also went to a mixed school, and that gave me much more confidence. So we are going to be classmates with boys. The only thing I didn't learn is to be a proper lady, so a little bit of a tomboy in me. But when it comes to staying with men, I don't remember they are men. I just know we are human beings, which is what we are. So we need to extol that confidence. And that's another area. We need to stand. If you're a woman, you stand. And when you have confidence, everybody will respect you. Another thing I discovered is we always like to follow the norm. I think we should dare to be different. Why do you have to be the same? So because everybody wears the same dress. I mean, I told somebody, I said, today I'm coming, this is a very nice way to dress, and I think my sister would testify to that. Whenever I go to a function, I just like to be different. I like my glasses. If you see me tomorrow, I'll be wearing one with a pink lens. Why? You must be remembered for something. If they don't remember your name, they must remember you. You must never go to a gathering and nobody remembers you. In the office, you must be remembered. They must know you for something. So I changed my hairstyle. For years, I was carrying my braids all over. I changed it for a reason that, okay, I'm now 60. I think I want to look a little bit classy, but I might go back to it. You know, but that is it. But they are to be different. We are not the same. And if you don't differentiate yourself from the lot, you will be always moved along with the crowd. Now, it's not just for women, even men. So it's not a women thing. And the other thing I also observed over time is the fact that women, I think we're supposed to be quiet, right? I'm very quiet. We're supposed to be silent, but we have to speak up. Your voice must be heard. So you go to a meeting, 10 people in the meeting, 8 men and 2 women, and you leave the meeting, nothing to say, no contribution. You just be nodding your head. Folake, what's your point? I think I agree with you. That's the only voice they will hear. How do you want them to pick you out as somebody that they should trust? The only time they say you should be submissive is in the home. And submissive to who? To your husband. Why are you submissive in the office? In the office, you only have offer letters. As a staff, equal opportunities. There's equality in the office. So why are you submissive? You know, some men will come and say, she's like my wife, but I'm not your wife. You know? So these are the things. Speak up. Even if, no, we're always afraid. It doesn't make sense. Would anybody make fun of me? Who is going to remember making fun of you? By the time you practice the act and you become perfect, nobody remembers where you started from. But if you don't start it, how can you improve on it? So we need to speak up. We really need to speak up all the time. As a woman, when you get anywhere, for any meeting from now on, if you haven't been doing it, make sure you have something to contribute. And when you do that, they start respecting you the more. One other area that we should look at, and for me, I speak up. At meetings, people even pray that I don't say anything. But there are sometimes I keep quiet. If you don't need my opinion, if I think I don't have anything to contribute here, or it's not my area of competence, or somebody else can take the decision, I might keep quiet. So it's not as if you're going to be a chatterbox. So we contribute at the appropriate time, but ask those very difficult questions. And I do ask them. And I think that also it will endear you to them, and they start respecting you. So we need to earn respect. We can't go about and say, I'm a woman, respect me. I'm a woman, make me the MD. I'm a woman, I want to be in authority. I'm a woman. You have to work and you have to get to that position. And people must respect you. One thing is you are going to work harder than the men. Believe you me, you are going to work hard. You're going to work 2 times or 3 times harder. Why? You have to excel on that job. And you also have to excel at home. On the other side, they only need to excel at the job and drop money at home. So there's work both ways. How do you balance the act? How do you do it? Can you sit down, work from 8 o'clock till 8 o'clock at night, get home, be a good mother, be a good cook, be a good wife, go for functions? How are you going to cope? How do you cope? At the end of the day, we still have to look beautiful. And we have to be presentable. And you don't want to die. You want to enjoy the money you've made. You know? So, how do we do it? Personally, I outsource some things that I'm not too good at. That I think other people they will be more than happy. So you have your personal workforce at a particular level in life. You need them. They can be moving from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, but as you grow up the ladder, if you get to that executive level where you have to go for meetings, where you can be called at any time, you might need a workforce because out of that, your salary, fat salary, something has to come out. Other people have to benefit from it. So I tell people, the most important people to me sometimes, believe it or not, my driver. You know, in Lagos, if you drive, God help you. And then you have your maid, you have your cook. So people say you have to cook all the time. Well, God gave us the strength to cook. If you get home at 8 o'clock, what is left to cook? You know? So we have to find a way of balancing out and making everybody happy. In the whole process, make everybody happy. You know? But they will understand. You are being a good wife. You are being a good mother. Create time for the children. It's difficult. I block time. When it's time for my child's activity, I block it. Don't book any appointment. If it's absolutely necessary, I explain to him. And I explain to you, your mom is not like other moms. Your mom has to go to work. You understand, and he does. But when he sees you, he's very happy. He waves his hand, everybody's waving hands. You are there, see me, look at me, I'm here. So we do that. So that is another area of our lives that we really have to take care of. We need to dream, like you rightly said. You need the goals. And when you dream, what do we dream about? Like she said, the past is history. The future is what we have left today and the future. So we really need to plan as women. One area which I think we should look at very seriously all the time is our finances. I look at my finances most of the time, not all the time, We have to spend sometimes, There are sometimes you go into a shop. I don't like shopping because I end up spending much more money. So the only way for me not to spend as much is to not go to the shops at all. Then I won't have anything, I won't find anything. But the fact still remains that we need to understand finance, manage your finances, plan for present, plan for the future. If you have your finances, you have power. It's a major source of power. Finance and good behavior. Everybody will love you. Your in-laws are at peace with you. Your husband is at peace with you. The children are happy with you. So you don't go about begging and begging and begging. So we plan for the future. Even just in case anything happens, we need to plan. And one other thing. So I'm just dropping some nuggets. Believe you me, the bulk of it, the main issues are in the book. And when we look at it at the end of the day, so how did I get to what was my plan? I had experiences like you. I was on the same level, doing different jobs for 10 years. And it's like, well, Folake, you get your promotion. The next level is by appointment, which is okay. So I will not move to the next level, no problem. But you know what? My advice to everybody, whatever you do, excellence is the word. Do not compromise on standards. If you find yourself working, even if they put you in the dungeon, that it go and work where there's refuse dump, make the refuse dump a palace. That is what I do. So I don't like mundane jobs. I like projects. Even if you put me on a mundane job, I whip out projects out of those jobs. Because I can't be doing the same thing today, tomorrow. The only person I'm supposed to be doing today, tomorrow, every time I formed on Jesus is my husband. Okay, we can't change. We are married. There's nothing we can do, about that. But I've seen, in my family, I've seen things change. We were all Arsenal fans. Then, all of a sudden, the two men, they come to Chelsea. I'm the only one still in Arsenal. I said, consistency is my level. I decide, once I'm devoted to you, I don't change. So, that I'm loyal. I'm loyal. But whatever you do, excellence is the word. And because of excellence, if you post me to a department, so you see so many departments, there's no way they can post me to market facing, back office, middle office, side office. I'm okay. When I get there, people always want to come to that department. Number one, I'm going to make sure everybody is rewarded. Number two, I'm going to stamp my feet and say, you know what, my people are working. Promotion, they must get. See the results. And how do you do that? It's only if you have a value add. So it's not about going to work from 8 o'clock till 8 o'clock at night and you say, I'm working so hard. It's not about working hard. It's about working smart. What value do you add? Ask yourself every day. What value do you, if you can't add value in the office, how do you add value at home? You have to add value to your children. You add value to your husband. You add value to everything. So in adding value, you can only do that if you are hardworking, if you know what the future holds, and if you're on top of things. So you can't be saying you are adding value now, and you don't even know how to do anything. You can't even digitalize anything. You can't digitize anything. How are you adding value? When nobody wants to see anybody, nobody wants to talk to anybody, you're running a business model that says everybody come inside. How would that work? So I think we should add value. That is the one that distinguishes you from the next person. Because when they are going to make those recommendations, is what value is she adding? So I got my own shortcomings too. I wasn't very happy, but I still continued to add value to the organization, and I left that organization. But somewhere along the line, if you have your dreams, Amma shared it. Testimony says she's called this conference international. I didn't know Amma then. I didn't even think I would be coming to Kumasi for anything. But when you tell God you want something, there's a way things work out. But you must be ready for the opportunity. So my dream for the banking industry was I have to be an executive director now. God, that was my plan. I didn't want MD for other reasons. I won't go into that. I said, executive, that would be nice. But I left then as a general manager. So I had a job. I was chairman of the building committee of my church, which I didn't volunteer for, but somebody said, Folake, you have the capacity and the... I said, okay, fine, I'll do the job. So we're building the church, and it was one of those Wednesday meetings. As I was going for the meeting, somebody just met me and said, madam, how are you? How's everything? I said, fine, no. They're looking for ED somewhere. Are you in for it? I said, is it real? And he said, well, let's see. Believe you me, 3 months after, I was ED in a bank. So there's the God factor. No matter what you do, no matter where we are, there's somebody there looking out for us. And because it's there looking out for us, we are sure of tomorrow. We are sure that our dreams will be realized. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And God is the one that crowns every effort with success. And we put our trust in him, he will never disappoint us. So I tried to look, and I said, what is fabulous? Because, every time, not very good. I like figures, not very good with all those words. what is fabulous? Said extraordinary, tremendous. I mean, extremely, exciting. So many synonyms, and I said, this is serious. So I used my mathematics to say, okay, if I look at some of the qualities, adding value, if I add it to confidence, if I also add it to excellence, and then I top it up with God's favor, what would I arrive at? A fabulous lady. A round of applause for all the fabulous ladies in the house. Thank you very much. I think I've been able to inspire you just a little bit. And thank you very much, Amma, for inviting me for this event. Thank you, and have fun.